Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alrighty guys, in today's video we are going to be doing a grounded armor set tier list. I thought grounded 2 is like 24 days away. Why not make a final grounded tier list video about the armor sets inside of grounded? We're going to rank them based on their set bonus and their piece effect, seeing how good they are mixed matching with a bunch of builds. Also, it's going to be a very chill video, so if you want to go ahead and skip to the point where I fully rank everything, down below there should be timestamps for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So if you don't care about me yapping, just go ahead and skip to that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and let's jump straight into it. So we're going to start off with tier 1, and we are going to start with the Clover armor set. This is a very easy armor set to obtain inside of grounded. You can get it in like within the first couple of minutes in the game. Very cheap to craft, and the set piece of it gives you tenderfoot defense, which increases your defense against tier 1 creatures by about 5% per piece, I believe. And the sleek effect and the set bonus gives you trickle regen, which is extremely good for grounded because grounded has no passive health regen. So having this is a very great armor set, and for it, I'm going to put it in A tier. I think A tier is a very decent spot for the Clover armor set. Really good for early game, and even mid game, it's a really good piece of armor for tier 1 creatures. Next up, we have the Acorn armor set. You're going to need to go ahead and go to the pond to get algae and berry chunks to make this armor set. So you need to explore majority of the lower backyard to craft this armor set. Its piece effect is threat generation or something like that, like threat aggro, so things are more aggressive towards you. For single player, it doesn't matter, but for multiplayer, bugs would rather eat you than your other players. Sleek effect gives you maximum HP, and the set bonus is uncrackable, which increases your block strength by 15 points. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of heavy armor sets inside of grounded. And considering you need to go to the pond and to the hedge to craft this armor set, I know you can still get it quite early, but I'm going to put it in the middle of B tier. It's an okay armor set, it's just not my go-to. Next up, we have the Grub armor set. This is a slightly expensive armor set to craft, considering you are going to need to get some grubs where you need an acorn shovel to dig them up. The piece effect gives you tenderfoot offense, which increases your damage against tier 1 creatures, and the set bonus and sleek bonus of the armor set just pretty much gives you stamina regen or hyper stamina. And for that, I'm going to have to put it in B tier as well. I think it's going to be slightly better than the Acorn armor purely because you deal more damage to tier 1 creatures, which is extremely useful inside of the hedge lab. Other than that, the armor set isn't that good. Next up is going to be the Might Hat. This goes ahead and pretty much gives you a bunch of stamina. The sleek effect is hasty regen, and the piece effect is like hyper stamina. It gives you a ton of stamina. Other than that, it's not really that useful, and it's only a headpiece, it's not a set. And for that, it's pretty easy to craft, but just because it gives you stamina and nothing else, you don't really need a lot of stamina in the early game in my opinion. So I'm going to put it in C tier. I don't really see a use for it. I'm not going to put it down in D tier because it's not the worst in the world, but C tier, it's okay. Next we have the Red Ant armor set. This armor set allows you to carry more weed stems or planks on your character. I think it's +2 per piece, so you get 6 extra bonus to hauling strength when you have the full set. The sleek bonus allows you to chop grass faster, which is very nice, but for tier 1 gear, you're not really going to be going down the sleek path unless you're a builder. And the set bonus allows you to become a human ant, which pretty much means the red soldier ants just won't aggro onto you at all unless you attack them first. And for that, because it's a really decent base building armor set, I'm going to put it in A tier. There's not really too much I can say about this. Increased hauling strength, no aggro from ants, it's just pretty good. Next up we have the Eye Patch, which is going to be a solo headpiece. This Eye Patch here increases your damage by 10%, but increases the damage you take by 25%. So this pretty much is a min-max armor set build. You need to be very good at grounded to use it efficiently, and because I said that, I'm going to put it straight into S tier. Now hear me out, the Eye Patch is a bad armor set if you are not that good at the game. But if you know how to perfect parry well and do a ton of damage, the plus 10% damage is insanely good, especially in the early game, and this can be rocked from the mid game and even the late game. It is that good if you know what you're doing. Next up is the Red Strategist armor set. You need to either poison or infect the Red Ant Queen to get this armor set. What this armor set does is it gives you the piece effect of Summon Thorns, which means the summons you summon in, whatever damage they take, the creature that attacks them will take damage back. So it's really good in the high new game pluses and also woe mode for normal game. Pretty much the higher the damage the bosses or enemies deal to your summons, the more damage they take back, which is a really good piece effect for a tier 1 armor set. The sleek effect is going to be summon aggro, which pretty much means the bosses or enemies are more likely to attack your summons rather than you. And then the set bonus allows you to summon in your own soldier ants, and because it's such a great armor set for summons, and it's a bit of a cheesy one in New Game Plus and WoW mode. I have to put it inside of S tier. It's probably the best tier 1 headpiece inside of the game because it's so easy just to take out any boss. If you want to kill the infected Brumella in WoW for your first time, this armor set is a go-to. With Summon Thorns, it's crazy good. Next up, we have the Gas Mask. There's not too much to say here other than it gives you Gas Guard, which allows you to traverse the haze and also allows you to kill some of the stink bugs and the green shield bugs inside of the backyard and also traverse the trash heap. It's a really good traversal item, but that's where the armor set stops. So I'm going to put it in C tier straight away. The armor set is good, but if you go down the sleek path for the Gas Mask, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to reduce the damage you take by explosives by 20%. But for some reason, the code is a bit bugged and it's been bugged for quite some time. It actually increases the damage you take from explosive attacks, meaning you're getting, if you go down a sleek path with the Gas Mask, you're pretty much having the eye patch on you with no extra benefit other than Gas Guard, which is terrible. So because the armor set is quite literally broken, I'm putting it down in D tier. If you go sleek path, it is D tier. If you do not go down sleek path, it is C tier. So like, there's not too much to say, like, other than it's just a broken armor. Next up, we have the Aphid Slippers. These allow you to run fast inside of the backyard. It's the best armor set in the game, or armor piece, I should say, for running around the yard and just traversing and exploring. And the sleek effect gives it Aphid Kid, which means aphids won't run away from you when you go close to them. The sleek effect isn't really needed inside of the game of Grounded, but the running around the yard and the quickness buff that you get from this is extremely good. So for that, I'm going to put it in A tier as well. It's not very good like defensively or like offensively, but just for running around the yard, it is the best armor set you can go for. Next up, we have the Fin Flops. These are pretty much the Aphid Slippers, but for underwater. Not as useful as the Aphid Slippers, as there's not too many underwater areas inside the game besides the pond, and you won't really use these outside of the pond anyway. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and put it inside of, I'm going to put it down in the middle of C tier. It's not really that good. It's not really needed inside of the pond either. You don't need the Fin Flops to go ahead and traverse the pond anyway. And the sleek effect for it gives you the sprint distance, which pretty much just reduces the amount of stamina that your sprinting takes. It's kind of useful, but once you finish the pond, you're never going to use it again. Next is the upgrade to the Fin Flops, which is going to be the Fin Flops Plus. You get this inside of the ASL, I believe, after you do the pond lab or in the sunken chest inside of the pond lab or something like that. Works the same way as the Fin Flops, but it's going into D tier because the Fin Flops Plus doesn't do anything. You heard me correctly, just like the broken Gas Mask, the Fin Flops Plus doesn't do anything at all. It's basically Fin Flops, but with a trinket effect on it. That's literally it. And the final armor set for tier 1 is going to be the Guild Tube. This is going to allow you to get a Junior Dive, which increases your oxygen capacity inside of the pond. And the sleek effect is going to give you hyper stamina, so you can regain more stamina inside of the pond. It is a necessity to use inside the pond unless you want to min-max and get a smoothie or a meal or something like that. So for the pond, I'm going to put it in B tier. It's a good defensive armor set. I think it's the best defensive armor set inside of tier 1, or for early game of Grounded anyways. But you're going to need it for the pond, so it's going to go into B tier. After you do the pond, it's pretty useless. Now let's start off with the tier 2 armor set for Grounded 1, and we're going to start off with the B armor. The B armor's piece effect allows you to deal more stun damage to flying creatures with your bows. Not really that useful, but it can be useful in some situations when versing wasps or bees. The sleek effect allows you to deal a slow shot, which just makes enemies have a slower move speed by 90%, I believe, for a couple of seconds. And then the sleek effect allows you to do a pollen AoE attack, which slows down enemies again. Realistically, not the best armor set in the game. It's a decent ranged armor, but I'm going to put it in C tier. I've never crafted it. Like, I've never gone out of my way to use this armor set, and frankly, it's not that good either. Next is going to be the Black Ant armor set. The Black Ant armor set's piece effect allows you to have a crit after block, so it increases your crit chance after dealing a perfect block, but it's only by 1%. 1% per piece effect, so you can have up to 3% extra crit chance after a block, which isn't that great. And then the sleek effect gives you crit hyper stamina, which gives you stamina after dealing a crit. Not really that useful. The only useful thing for the armor set is going to be the set bonus, which is going to be Pin Cushion, which pretty much gives your player Thorns damage, which means whatever damage you take, you reflect a certain amount back. So because of that, the armor set, piece effect, sleek effect isn't that good. The set bonus is quite good if you're going for a Thorns build. I'm gonna put it in B tier because it's a decent armor set inside of Grounded New Game Plus when you can do a player Thorns build. Other than that, I don't see too much of a use with it. Next, we have the Ladybug armor set. The Ladybug armor set is probably one of the best armor sets inside of Grounded 1. The piece effect of this armor set allows you to block more attacks, so you won't get staggered as much when versing fast-hitting creatures. The Sleek effect increases your healing percentage, and the set bonus gives you a healing Scarlet Embrace effect, which gives you, after a perfect block or a regular block, you have a chance to do a trickle regen on yourself, which stacks with increased healing. So because it's a tanky armor set and a healing armor set, you pretty much can't die, so it's going to go into the top of S tier. Next is going to be the Bubble Helmet. This is another underwater helmet, just like the Gill Tube from the pond. All this is, it's just an upgrade from the Gill Tube, increased oxygen, and it's the same sleek effect as the Gill Tube. I don't see a real use to rocking this at all, so I'm going to put it down in D tier straight away. Yes, it's good for traversing the pond, but you can also just go ahead and breathe air from like going up into the pond. You don't need to be in the pond for like 3 minutes at a time. Like, I don't see a huge use for the bubble helmet, so it's going to the bottom of D tier. Next up, we have the Firefly helmet. This is a helmet that allows you to have a free torch on your head when you explore caves and whatnot, and the sleek effect allows you to deal more damage to rocks and quartzite and whatnot. And to be honest, I'm going to put it in D tier straight away. It is a terrible armor set. Just rock a torch in your hand. Don't waste a headpiece for armor just to rock the Firefly headlamp. It is not worth it in the slightest. Next up is the Lucky Hat. This is a St. Patrick's Day exclusive helmet, or in the month of St. Patrick's Day for Grounded 1. This is probably the best helmet inside of Grounded for the best min-max damage build, as this increases your damage by 20% to any creature that is not wearing green. So to the boss or creature you are versing is not wearing green, you are doing it plus 20% damage, which is an insane amount. You pretty much have the Fire Ant Pet as your helmet. And the sleek effect for the Lucky Hat is also Loot Luck, which increases your chances of getting more rare bug parts and trinkets for some bugs. And overall, it's just an S tier. It's not as good as the Ladybug gear, because if the creature is wearing green or if they have green on them, you're not getting any damage bonus besides the Loot Luck. So for that, I'm going to put it in the just below the Ladybug gear in S tier. Next is going to be the Marksman Cap or the Crow Cap. What this does is it gives you a chance to get stamina after you deal a crit with bows. I think there's a % chance to get stamina back after you deal a crit for the crit hyper stamina to work. And the Sleek bonus increases your bow damage by 25%, which is an amazing damage boost for bow users in the mid game. So for that, I'm going to put it in A tier. Overall, I think bows are very strong inside of Grounded, and the bow, actually no, I'm going to put it down in B tier. I think A is a bit too strong for this. The Sleek effect for the Marksman Cap, that plus 25% bonus damage, is a crazy amount, but it only works for bows. So I'm going to put it in B tier. I was going to put it in A, but I'm putting it in B. Next is going to be the Koi Scale armor set, or the Koi Fish armor set. This armor set increases your perfect parry timer, and the Sleek effect allows you to deal extra stun damage after a parry. And then the set bonus is Dazzling Riposte, which means after every perfect block you deal, the enemies have reduced defenses by, I believe, 15 to 20%, which is crazy. If you know how to perfect block, this armor set is really good. And considering it increases your perfect blocking timer, it actually works really well with the Barbarian mutation. And to be honest, just because of that, I'm going to put it in S tier, because the new reworked Barbarian mutation is extremely strong, and you can use it with the Koi armor set. If you perfect parry, you get the extra damage implant, you get hyper stamina and whatnot. It's just a great armor set to use. Next is going to be the Black Ant Queen armor set, or the Black Strategist armor set, I believe is what it's called. What it does is it increases your summon attack speed and your summon crit. And I believe the set bonus allows you to summon in your own Black Soldier Ants. Although it's a decent armor set in some boss fights, I just don't see the summon crit or the summon attack speed being too much better than the Red Ant Strategist for the summon thorns. And just for that, I'm going to put it inside of C tier, better than the B gear. I just don't see a huge use with it. You have many better options for summon armor sets. And now the final armor set for tier 2 is going to be the Spider Armor. The Spider Armor's piece effect and set bonus increases how much stamina regain you get, which is very good for players who like having a bunch of stamina. And then the Sleek effect gives you increased poison damage, which pairs really well with the Spider Dagger. And for that, I just have to put it in A tier. It's a really good poison damage over time weapon, and also you get increased stamina regen, which is a very strong armor set, especially for the mid game when you use a ton of stamina when running and like doing a bunch of combat. So it has to go into the top of A tier. And now finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, let's jump into the tier 3 armor set for Grounded 1. And we're going to start off with the Antlion armor set. What this does is it allows you to get sizzle protection, so you don't take as much sizzle damage inside of the sandbox and at the tipped over barbecue. The sleek effect gives you thirst rate, which reduces the amount of thirst you drain inside of certain areas. And then the set bonus is quick draw, which pretty much means it increases your attack speed with bows. It means you can shoot faster with string bows. And then the rough reload debuff is also faster on crossbows. It's a really good bow armor set, especially for the set bonus and when using it with string bows. And for that, I'm gonna have to put it into the top of A tier. The sizzle protection and the thirst rate isn't really that useful, but the set bonus is, in my opinion, the best armor set you should use for bow builds. Next, we have the Mantis armor. This is from the Mantis boss inside of Grounded 1. The set bonus, the piece effect is going to be Cutman, which means after you deal a crit, you're going to do a bleed damage over time. The sleek effect is going to be crit stun, so after you deal a crit, you deal a bit of stun damage. And then the set bonus is critical chain or critical strike or something like that, which pretty much means after you deal a crit, you're going to have increased chances of doing another crit. So it's pretty much a crit based build. The armor set is very strong. I wouldn't say it's very strong with the entire set bonus, but I'm going to put it into the top of A tier as well. It's a very good crit build and also very decent at doing the crit stun. Next up is Bard's Tutor. This is from the Wasp Queen, and this gives you the Bardic Discouragement and also the sleek effect of Bardic Inspiration or Healthy Harmony or something like that. Pretty much what this does is it debuffs your enemies, so you have a chance to reduce their attack damage, defense, and I believe their attack speed as well. And then the sleek bonus of the Healthy Harmony just gives you a free healing over time on your character after you do a certain amount of shots. It's not that great in single player, but multiplayer it can be good to debuff your enemies and the bosses. So me personally, I don't play a lot of multiplayer, so I'm going to put it in C tier. It's not really that good at being a support class armor set. There's many better options that you can use, so that's why I'm putting it in C tier. Next up is going to be the Black Ox armor set. This armor set revolves heavily around charged attacks, which aren't that great inside of Grounded 1, I'm going to be honest. The piece effect is going to be overbearing, which means I think you have a 33% chance per piece to reduce enemies' attack damage by 20% after you deal a charge attack. The sleek effect is going to be quick charge, which allows you to deal heavy attacks more often. And the set bonus is going to be stunning charger, which allows you to deal more stun damage after doing a charge attack. Considering charged attacks aren't that great inside of Grounded, I'm going to put it in C tier. It's almost a D tier armor set, I'm not going to lie. Next is going to be the Fire Rant armor set. This is one of the best armor sets inside of Grounded. The piece effect gives you corrosion, which allows you to reduce enemies' defenses by 15 to 20%, I believe. It's around 15% reduced damage, which increases your damage by pretty much 15%, which is extremely good. The sleek effect allows you to deal more acid damage, which pairs really well with the Fire Ant Queen staff. And then the set bonus allows you to do an acidic splash, which pairs really well with the sleek effect of the armor set. Although if you do not have the sleek effect or the set bonus for the armor set, the sleek effect does not work if you do not have the armor set equipped, like the set bonus I should say. You kind of lose a bit of value, but the corrosion is just way too good to not to let down. So for that, it's going straight to S tier. Increased damage is just great inside Grounded. Next up is going to be the Fire Ant Strategist armor set. This is from the Fire Ant Queen. You need to once again infect or poison her to get this armor set. This armor set, once again, just like the Fire Ant armor set, revolves heavily around acid damage, but this time it's for your summons. So I believe the sleek effect allows you to deal like crit acid splash or something like that. The set bonus allows you to summon in your own Fire Soldier Ant, and then the piece effect, I believe, is just extra acid damage. I could be wrong on that. Considering that this armor set isn't that great, I'm gonna have to put it into C tier. It might be better than the Black Ox armor because the summons can do a decent amount of damage with the crit acid, but you have so many better options when it comes to the summoning armor set. It just has to go into the bottom of C tier. Next is going to be the Pupa Hat. This allows you to increase your hauling strength by +5, which means you can carry 5 more extra grass planks or weed stems. And then the sleek bonus is going to be hyper stamina, so you regain stamina more often. It's a really good headpiece when you're wanting to build a base or a massive like mega build or something like that. Realistically, in the yard, it's not that great like defensively or offensively, but I'm gonna put it in the top of, I'm gonna put it in the middle of C tier. It's great to build a base, but fighting enemies, there's no real use for it. Next is going to be the Infected Broodmother armor set. This Infected Broodmother armor set works heavily around explosive damage. I believe the piece effect is a big boom, which means the enemies has a chance to decrease the enemy's defenses to explosive attacks, stacking up to, I believe, 10 times or something like that. And then the sleep effect is going to be Dynamite, which increases your crit chance with explosive attacks, stacking up to 20 times. And then the set bonus is going to be Cluster Bomb, which pretty much means after you do an explosive attack, you have a slight chance to do another explosive attack that deals a slight amount of damage. The Infected Broodmother armor set, it can be useful inside of New Game Plus, and it's not really that great inside a normal game. I'm going to put it inside of a B tier. I mean, there's not really too much you can say. Explosive builds aren't that good unless you min-max with the best stuff, so it's going to go into the middle of B tier. Next is going to be the Hedge Broodmother armor set, or the Mother Demon armor set. This is like a really easy armor set to get, and you just need to kill the Hedge Broodmother, which is the easiest boss inside of Grounded outside of the Assistant Manager. This armor set allows you to get the piece effect of Poison Coating, the Slake effect of Venom Coating, and then the set bonus of Poison Nova. Pretty much what all that does, it increases your poison damage and you have extra poison and damage over time. The poison and venom damage over time you get is extremely good. You can have 3 damage over times of poison damage with the entire armor set Sleek. So for that, I'm going to put it in S tier. I don't think it's as good as the Fire Ant armor set. The poison damage over time is great, but there's not much to say. It's just a great all-round armor set. Next is going to be the Moth armor set. This is another ranged armor set. The piece effect is going to be Range Cut, which has a chance of you doing a bleed damage over time with bows. The Sleek effect is going to be Quick Start or something like that, so you have a chance to regain stamina after you hit an enemy with an arrow. And then the set bonus of, I think it's like a Dust Cloud you can do, which increases your movement speed by 20%. Really not that good, especially a late game bow armor set, and moths are pretty hard to find inside of Grounded. I believe there's 4 that spawn inside of the upper yard. And for that reason, the armor set isn't that great. You have a lot of better options, and for that, I'm going to have to put it into D tier. The range cut is great, but getting the stamina back is okay. The set bonus of extra move speed is just completely useless in my opinion. Next up, we have the Roly-Poly armor set. This armor set has the piece effect of Block Stun, which means you deal more stun damage after blocking an attack. The Sleek effect of Block Strength means you have a more, like, you can block more attacks before getting stunned. And then the set bonus is going to be, I think it's like Dazzling Gaze or something like that, which means enemies would rather attack you than your other creatures. So in multiplayer, if you're rocking this armor set, you are most likely going to be attacked than your friends. Of single player, there is no use for the set bonus. It's a decent armor set. There are definitely better armors. I'm gonna put it in B tier. If you don't have perfect block very well, it's a good armor set. The Ladybug armor set is definitely better than this. So for that, I'm going to put it in the middle and bottom of B tier. Next up is going to be the Termite armor. This armor set, or armor piece I should say, allows you to get Dust Guard, which means you won't get affected by Dust Mite attacks. It doesn't work in the Infected Broodmother boss fight with her Dust Cloud though. And then this Leak effect allows you to deal your own Dust Cloud, which reduces enemies' attack speed and move speed for a short amount of time. The armor set is really great. It was really great when you could pair it with the Giddy Goop. Now it's pretty much replaced with the Giddy Goop trinket. But overall, I think it's a great support armor set, especially in the Infected Broodmother boss fight. So I'm going to put it into the top of A tier. Slowing down the Infected Broodmother's attacks, especially in phase 3, is super duper good. And considering you can proc it as many times as you want, it just works really well. Next up is going to be the Wasp armor set. The Wasp armor set is just like the Antlion set bonus, but worse. All it does, I think it allows you to get more stamina back after you do bow attacks and something. I don't even want to know what this thing does. It is completely useless. Do not get it. It is going straight into the bottom of D tier. I don't even think the armor set works. That's how bad the armor set is. Next, we have the Widow armor set, which is, in my opinion, one of the best armor sets inside of Grounded. The piece effect allows you to deal more poison damage. The set bonus allows you to do parry poison, so after you parry, you have a chance to inflict a venom on your enemies. And the set bonus is going to be Death Impetus, which means after you kill an enemy, you have a 5-second buff of increased healing and increased attack speed. If you have this buff up, you pretty much will never die unless you're playing woe mode or take a heavy attack when you're low HP. But even then, this armor set bonus is just completely great. It works with any weapon in the game, by the way. So it's just a great armor set. I'm going to put it into top of S tier. The set bonus is so good, especially in boss fights that have their own summons. It's like the Wasp Queen boss fight and the Hedge Broodmother boss fight. If you take out that summon, you pretty much won't die from any of their attacks. And finally, the last armor set for today's video and the last armor set for tier 3 is going to be the Wizard Hat. This is a strictly wizard-based helmet inside of Grounded. The piece effect is going to be Wizard's Defense, which means after you deal an attack, you have an increased parry timer with the staffs, although you can't parry cancel with the staffs, so it's kind of useless. And then the Sleek effect is Wizard's Duel, which means after you perfect parry an attack, your next attack on your staff will deal extra damage by 15%, I believe. It's a decent armor set for the early tier 3 Grounded, especially using the bows. But for me, you can just go ahead and rock the Fire Ant armor set or the Broodmiller armor set and get way more damage for that. But I think I'm going to put it in the bottom of B tier. I think it's better than the Black Ox gear. Actually, no, it's not. I'm going to put it in the bottom of B tier. The armor set is great, but there are just so many other better options you can use. So that is going to be the end of today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video, and hopefully you don't be too mean to me, and down below in the comments tell me I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Thank you very much to my channel members and my tier 3 members. It was the Stitchman, Coco, and Idiot Plays. I appreciate you guys a lot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.